As you can tell on my channel, we've been focusing on engaging productivity and energy while preventing burnout. And the important thing about this whole concept is the world will continue to move faster and faster as technology advances, as generations demand different things from the workforce, and really challenge employers to do better than before, that traditional ways and new times just don't mix anymore. And one of the key factors that I've been seeing in every client is meetings, dysfunctional, unproductive meetings in which they're actually causing the disengagement in their workforce. So when we want to look at the paradox of disengaged employees, all these variables go into play. And when you can really figure out the dysfunction in your meetings, when you can make those productive and engaging and energizing, it can have a trickle effect of energy around your organization. And I see us trying so hard to try to get employees engaged with pizza parties and gifts. And when you look at the motivation of human behavior, that's temporary. Same as compensation. Certainly make sure that your employees are being paid fairly for the work performed. Yet we are missing the mark on the engagement category, and it really comes down to energy. So let's dig into 4 different work styles when it comes to meetings, and you can kind of see where you might already be pushing people out of the conversation, why people don't have their cameras on when you've asked them to put their cameras on, why people don't show up to certain meetings. There's a few other dysfunctional meeting videos on my channel to go check out: the costs of bad meetings, the costs of bad pass-offs, the cost of not having good systems in place to record the information and distribute action owners from those meetings. Go check those videos out. But this one's specific on work styles. What's going on in the meetings across these work styles in which you're not meeting their natural tendency, you're not meeting their natural behavior, and that's why they're checking out. So let's start digging into this paradox of disengagement and start re-energizing our workforce through the main variables in play. The first work style we're going to talk about is D's, the dominance work style. And this is a very fast-paced work style. They're really great for sales personnel or industries that change often and need quick action. These type of styles thrive in that. Now, picture that in meetings. D styles, dominant styles, they prefer minimal small talk. All right. The how's the weather? How's your week going? How's your weekend? They don't like this, the side chatter. They'll do it because they want to establish relationships, but you have to remember these are very action results orientated work styles. So they don't want all the small chatter, and they actually don't prefer some of the gossip that goes on in the meetings, elongating the meeting. They want results. They want to go quick. They want to get it done. All right. They appreciate when agendas are stuck to, which is interesting when we get to other work styles, which is their opposites, because they also want agendas to be stuck to. So do you even have an agenda? And like I said, there's a few other meeting videos out on my channel. They're like 5 to 10 minutes, so it doesn't take much time to really dig into how to get a dysfunctional meeting over into a productive meeting. Agendas. Did we stick to the agenda, or did we get on side tangents? Did we stick to the agenda, or did we get to side chatter? They see that as a waste, and a waste of their time. So if you see D work styles really getting disgruntled or disengaged during a meeting, that's probably why, is there's too much small talk, or we're not sticking to agenda. They're missing the results of why they're at this meeting. Now let's talk about the next work style. And this one is very near and dear to my heart because I am a high I, and I have struggled in meetings because I actually enjoy the side chatter. I enjoy watching human behavior and interactions between people because I actually read that more than the actual tangible data and facts that are happening inside the room or inside the virtual meeting. I can read people a lot better from their body language and what they're saying than the actual facts of and words coming out of their mouth. So I actually flourish, and other high I's flourish to express personal opinions, to express any type of feelings that they have immediately from what's being said, expressing how other people will react to the actions that we're going to take. And being on an executive team for over a decade, there's decisions that are made at very high levels, and they're not considering the implications maybe at the base level or the after effects in upcoming years. And because I was the main spokesperson with our union, labor union, I'm seeing things in a different view than just this one decision. I'm seeing the trickle effects of how the relationship will change in the union, how our contract negotiations will go in a couple of years because we're making this decision. So I'm watching human behavior. That's a high I. They're more worried about other people having a space to express their opinions, listening to that, learning and understanding from that. They want that space given the opportunity. They also like open discussion. And again, if you just remember the D, the dominance one, they don't want all the chit chat. They want to stick to the agenda and move forward. And I's want to have that discussion with others and really make sure that people come to an understanding before they leave that meeting. So you can see where some of the conflict in a meeting might already start flourishing and the dysfunction starts trickling in. Now, interestingly enough, our S's, which is our kind of supportive group, they are very much in the background, watching and learning. And so when I say supportive, they're kind of like the jack of all trades because they don't want to have the conflict. They want to just kind of go with the flow, but they're also watching things that D and I's are already watching, right? They want to see the results, but they're also watching human behavior. They feel comfortable when they can be reflective in advance of what's going on in the meeting. And again, the importance of an agenda, because if they see something on the agenda that's new, they can prep themselves or prep some information and data and facts to make them feel more comfortable, start processing that. They like to see the outline and the flow so that they know what they can contribute, because if you're going to put an S on the spot in the meeting, they're going to shut down. They're going to be the silent type, or they're just going to go with the flow of the group, even if they see gaps or opposition that they should mention in a big group. They're not going to mention it. They're going to mention it on the side after, which is a meeting after a meeting. Again, a waste. So S styles or supportive styles are going to prefer meetings where everyone has a chance to be heard, but everyone kind of has their thoughts worked out already. So have you ever been in a meeting where new information comes to light and then it goes off on these side tangents and then we go off on these side stories and people are just grabbing whatever to prove their opinions? What a waste again. And we didn't achieve what we wanted of this meeting and all this time is wasted. Again, the S's are going to shut down. The I's are trying to make everyone happy, and the D's are like, we didn't get the result that we needed. So dysfunction comes in. So S's want to have that reflective moment before a meeting starts to really know what is the purpose of this meeting, what can I provide, and how can I support others. And then if everyone is prepped like that, they have a chance to have voices heard in a very productive way. And you get that innovation and creativity because of all these different voices. But we have to work out all the emotions and feelings and opinions and immediate responses before the meeting even starts. So that's the power of an agenda, is people can work that all out themselves. They show up to the meeting and have a very balanced and intelligent way to speak out those feelings, emotions, and responses versus the immediate reaction during a meeting in which they might regret what they said later. So S's want to be supportive, they want voices heard, but they need that reflective space. Now, remember when I said the D's have a similarity to their opposite work style, and that's agendas. Because C styles, which is our compliance, they're very data-based and analytical. They don't want to respond unless they have all the details and information. They don't feel comfortable taking that risk. They often need those details and information to take a stance or a position. So a lot of times you'll hear C's say, we need to look into this, and I'll circle back. We need some time to review that information, and then we'll get back to you. And as an I, as an opposite of a C, I see that as a waste, but what I didn't understand is that work style needed time to look at the details and information so they can provide a very confident opinion of what they want to contribute to that action that we're going to take or that information that we need to dig into. They don't respond well when they're being rushed or pushed. So just like an S, they need that reflective moment, which is where the agendas come in. If they know that we're going to be talking about a certain topic, especially in their field that's going to affect their team, you can give them that reflective moment to bring data. You can give them that reflective moment to bring an opinion, really work out and talk to a few people before they come in. And when you can do that for C's, I will tell you the conversation completely change. When you push C's to a corner and make them make a decision, rushing them, they will respond in a manner that it's usually very defensive, and they'll be grasping at any little behavior or action that has been taken recently that's setting them up for failure. And it's not a very becoming type of response, but it's understandable because you are pushing them way out of their comfort zone into risk in which their natural work style does not like to do. Now, picture this. We give out an agenda. We have some time to prep. They have time to reflect on what they want to say and contribute to the conversation. The conversation or discussion in the meeting goes so productively because not only are we not getting stuck in emotions and opinions, C's bring the data. And when you can bring data and facts, it kind of diffuses situations and rumors and the gossip mill that might be stirring up whatever we kind of assume about the situation. So C's brings that check, that reality check. And I love that because it is an I'm seeing human behavior, but that's not telling the whole story. C's bring some facts and details, and that completes the story. And it kind of checks my narrative that I've been running my head for my own perceptions. And we can get down to real good action and discussion and a tangible way to take action. So do you see how all four of these type of work styles can bring a cohesive meeting together? You have D's that want results. You have I's that are watching human behaviors and how it affects others, making sure everyone has a voice in this conversation. You have supportives, which have reflected on this information, and when they speak, people listen. Oh, it's so amazing to see that they have a chance to be heard, and because they've been listening this whole time and they speak, it's so intelligent and innovative and creative and brings different insights into gaps that we didn't even see. The supportives that have always been there and maybe just not as boisterous bring all that to the table. And then you have C's that are bringing details and facts into the meeting. So if you see employees disengaging, not showing up for meetings aren't super productive, I want you to understand the different work styles in play. If your organization doesn't have DISC assessments, please contact me. It is a game changer to really understand what's going on in between your own team members in these meetings, in between the behaviors of why performance plans aren't hitting, why people don't want to grow right now in an ever-changing world. It explains so much, and as an individual, it helped me on why certain people were easy to work with and some people just suck. It really opened my eyes to say, this is what they needed. And this is how I can meet them there. This is what I need. And this is where they can meet me. And it really gave me a great behavioral science data tool to use to move that conflict into healthy conflict, to move these discussions into let's move forward instead of being stuck here, to move meetings from dysfunction to engaging. If we haven't already connected yet, find me out on LinkedIn. Follow and subscribe on this channel as we continue to dissect burnout, engagement of the workforce, change management in an ever-changing world, or go ahead and join the Burnout Community Hub on Patreon.